Put that a little too tight, I think. Howdy, y'all. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate taking time out of y'all's busy schedule. Stop in and see what it is I'm up to. I am going to go through this pouch that I carry. Not on me. This gets carried in the truck. It wraps around the headrest of the passenger seat, and it's easily accessible. Some parts very easily, like the flashlight is it's on the outside. It's on this carbiner. It's very handy to grab when I need it. Just a leather tongue because it's on there. This little multi-tool I think I'm going to take off because I have another use for it. Right now it also has two of my fidget toys. I've never actually used this in conjunction with it being on here, so that may as well come off. And it'll conserve me a little space. And I can put these on here. These two fidget toys, this is a pass-through fidget. I made this using melted bottle caps and two split rings. I've got a video of that. I'll try to remember to link it below. This fidget toy is a Mobius ring. It is also a great way to carry a bunch of extra split rings because that's all it is. It started out, it had probably another half dozen or so split rings on it. But all this is it's just something to fidget with, keep your fingers busy basically. So those will go back on, and the flashlight will go back on to this carbiner. This isn't a cheapy aluminum one, but I would not go rock climbing with this piece. The bag itself, of course, I just bought a tape measure, and it's in the other room. I'm not sure how big it is. It's a camera case, I believe. It says Ambico on it. This little front pouch opens, and right there is a lighter. I actually went into it and used this the other day. I was down under the Danes Point, and a guy asked me if I had a lighter. The lady he was with wanted a cigarette, so I got this out. You can take that off, and you can actually put it back on again. So I had thought about wrapping them with wire. Well, it usually goes back on again, but now that it's on camera, it doesn't want to do it. Oh, there it goes. But if you can reuse it, then why not? Let's see. These are pain reliever, back and body, I believe, aspirin type things, just over the counter. This is a cut off piece of a butter knife. It's just a pry bar, basically. I took and hit the edges and ground them down more or less flat, so that you're not going to cut yourself. I rounded these edges a little bit. It's not sharp by any means on any part. This is not something you want to use to try to strike your ferro rod, because I didn't leave a 90 degree on it. But I probably should have, but I don't usually carry ferro rods, so there's that. I've done a review on these kits. These are pretty well packed. This one's actually coming apart. probably should redo it. But that's why I'm in here redoing this kit. I have a hand wipe towel. There's a small notebook. Another hand wipe towel. And several alcohol prep pads. If you're carrying these, it doesn't matter if you're carrying them in a kit like this, or a kit like this, or your little pocket kits that you make out of the Altoids tins, or even a good first aid kit. Check these regular. Just open one and sacrifice it to the cause. Excuse me, they dry out. These will probably do the same thing. I don't have the experience with these. In general, alcohol prep pads, not just the Curad. In general, the alcohol prep pads, over time, they will dry out, and they're no good for anything other than tinder at that point. We'll get into the main bag here, and I have a rag. This is a cotton. The sound you hear is my air conditioner firing up. This is a just a cotton rag. It's, I don't know how big it is. It's that long. It just is what it is. My son buys these by the bag full for his painting company. That's what I needed something to put down, because I'm actually working on my drawing board, and it was too dark. I couldn't see anything. So let's see. We get in here a little deeper. This is a restrictive band, like they use in the use in the hospital or whatever when they go to put an IV in. It will work as a slingshot, but I'm not real crazy about them for that. I'm thinking I might put that. This needs to go in my first aid kit. I don't really need it in here. Here is another alcohol prep pad. This is a pair of folding reading glasses, because I can't see things up close, so I need cheaters. That's one pair. This is a mini fishing kit. There's just the very basics in there. There's a float. These things will float. They'll also act as bait. There's a couple of hooks, some line, a couple of split shot. Just a very, very basic. You can cut down a cane pole and go fishing. A crayon. It's got multiple uses. It can be a fire starter. It can be a candle. You can use it to write on almost any surface. A couple of hair bands, because yeah, I use hair bands. This is and there's a emery board. It's 2 different grits of sandpaper. It'll help keep an edge on your knife if you need to, or if you happen to, like me, I'm always cracking my nails. I've got very bad vitamin deficiencies. This is just some cordage. It's actually 2 shoelaces, 72-inch shoelaces from the Dollar Tree. So 72 and 72 is what, 144 inches, however many feet that turns out to be. A little over, well, 120 inches is 10 feet, right? So it is what it is. It's not the best cordage, but it's $1. So there it is. And you know, this is a grab and go kit. This is a mini screwdriver, and I think it's a whistle. Maybe not. Anyway, it's got 2 bits in either end. I guess that's just a drain hole or something, so it doesn't get moisture inside of it or whatever. But they interchange. Just just a little tiny screwdriver set. You never know. Cotton swabs. It's got the little pieces of cotton on it. It's got dozens of uses. The sprues on them are hollow plastic, basically straws. They have multiple uses. Ooh, the wind's kicking up. A small knife, Imperial by Schrade. It's nothing special. It's just another blade. This is a test tube. Shots came in this down in the Keys, and it's just a way to protect the glow sticks. Here's an alternative way. I taped a pencil to it. I don't really need 2 glow sticks in there, so one of them's going out, and I'll keep the one with the tube because the tube has multiple uses. Anti-diarrheal pills. This is a small net bag. I get them. It's full of the glass marbles that I shoot, but it will hold a lot. I mean, it just, if you're out foraging and whatnot, you know, find a whole bunch of mussels or whatever, you want to go back and cook them. A little multi-tool. It's got scissors and little odds and tools on it. Just tweezers, screwdriver. A little blade. I don't know where I got this from. I was cleaning up. It was in my drawer. I said that's going in that bag, so that's where it went. Sunscreen, 30 SPF. This is something else you want to replace if you haven't used it all up. You want to replace it every year or so because it will lose its efficiency. I live in Florida. And even living in Florida, if I'm going to be out in the sun for a long time, you need to carry this stuff. I went down to Daytona, the Daytona 500 last year. Didn't have my hat and forgot to have sunscreen, and I was lobstered. So a ink pen, just a regular ink pen. Another pry bar. This was actually a handle from a spoon that we don't have the set anymore, but I like the feel of it, the texture. I like the look of it, and I was like, well, if nothing else, it'll make a little pry bar, and it does. It's got some weight to it. It's not something you would want to take on a long hike, but it goes in there. Let's see. Coffee. That's another thing I'm going to replace. That's the Folgers instant coffee. I don't like instant coffee, and I just found the Maxwell House regular brew in a tea bag type situation. So I'm going to replace those with that. This is a small pair of needle nose with wire cutters. I have them wrapped with a rubber band to keep them closed. Says what these are. And I can't read it. Basically, pink stomach medicine. Another cotton cloth. This one's a full-size bandana. And another rubber band. I think that might be it. The rubber to the pencil. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Yep, that's it. So this is basically what I carry. Like I said, hanging from the headrest of the truck. A lot of this stuff I have reached in and grabbed in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Well, maybe not a lot of it, but some of it. The screwdriver, the string or the cordage, flashlight, that hangs on the outside, so that doesn't count. The cigarette lighter, alcohol wipes, I've grabbed a couple of those. So some of this stuff I have actually used on a, not daily, but in less than a month. So like I said, I'm going to repack some of this. This is going into another kit that I'm setting up. I have an idea for it. Don't need it on here. It is redundant. This I don't need in here. I have another one. The coffee is getting replaced. So the rest of it, I might put like the medication in a little tin or a little tablet, a little container. But yeah, there it is. What to call this? I don't know. My everyday car carry. Get home in case of emergency. I don't know. It's not you're not going to survive out in the woods with this for any length of time, but for daily, needs here and there. Yeah, I think it again, all these kits are in process. That's why I'm here, because I'm changing stuff out, stuff that I know that I don't use, stuff that I don't think I'm going to need. I'm well over equipped with these, especially if I'm putting together another kit that'll be close by to this one. So I only need a couple of these, or a couple of the larger ones. It doesn't have to be a first aid kit, right? I guess. I'm not going to babble. I need to stop babbling. Let me know what you think, people. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it happens to be. Y'all give me comments. Yeah, the wind's kicking up. I'm going to secure that door. If you want to share me around on your social media, that'd be great. I have a link to my Facebook down below. There's also a link down there to my nephew's GoFundMe. It's October 15th or 16th, 2017. The hurricane relief effort is for the devastation in Puerto Rico from Hurricane Irma. devastation in South Florida from Hurricane Irma. He's talking about getting stuff together to send to California. So it's basically people helping people, humanitarian type relief. It was rain. All right. Maybe it'll cool it down a little bit. Air conditioner cut off since I said that. Spooky. If you want to send me snail mail, the address is down below. I love getting snail mail. It doesn't matter what it is. Could be a rock. Could be ear bones from a fish. That was one of the coolest things. Rocks from Australia, rocks from England, candy from the Netherlands. I love getting mail. But you know, doesn't have to be anything super big. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a hug and a kiss. If they're not, give them a call. Let them know you're thinking about them. You never know what's going to happen. A tornado comes through, a hurricane, an earthquake, fire. Those people in California, the fire came through at night. People were sleeping. They didn't get warning. Suddenly your house is on fire. You got to go. Wow. You got to go. That's it. You know. People are running around with no clothes, or you know, in their skivvies, and just barely made it to their car or whatever. Unbelievable. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you putting up with me babbling. I hope you all have a great day. Until I see y'all again. Slachi, y'all. Bye-bye.